Hi, my name is Jean and welcome to my channel, Learn with Jean. In today's video, I'm going to talk about my favorite tool, which is called Descript. If you haven't heard already, it is not just a all-in-one editing and content creation tool that you can use to record, edit, and film your videos, audios, and our podcasts. It is really great in leveraging AI to transcribe your videos and give you transcripts, but also allow you to overdub so that if you make a mistake, you can easily use the AI machine learning tool to re-upload or refix a messed up word without having to re-record it. So basically what they do is once they have your voice in their system, they can use the machine learning and AI in the background to leverage that and just use that to make a word, to re-record a word that you messed up without you needing to actually do a couple takes. Descript really replaces a lot of other tools that I was using in terms of Rev, in terms of Loom for screen recording, and I just use it to repurpose, upload, edit, and organize my files. If you are just starting out with your creator business, then I highly recommend you check out Descript. There is a free plan, and then after the free plan, there is a paid plan. On the free plan, there is a limit on how much you can record and edit. The screen recorder is free, but there's a limit on how much minutes you can edit. And the most important thing is that on the free plan, the limitation is that any video or content that you produce will have a Descript watermark in the corner. And so if you don't like the watermark and you're ready to upgrade, you can always sign up for a paid plan. And I'm going to put a link in the description below to the affiliate code so that you can try out Descript. One of the biggest challenges for creators starting out in their business is navigating all these different tools and deciding whether they're going to do podcasts, YouTube, or what kind of social content and how to produce content and how to get it out there. Descript really does replace a lot of tools. I use it personally in my business, not just to record these YouTube videos and edit them. I also repurpose the same videos into YouTube Shorts, and I love that I'm going to show you a demo of how you can recreate them and how I've done that in the past. And then you can do it now for audio. And now what's really great is they allow you to do remote podcasts. So they've now merged and bought Squadcasts. So now you can do remote recording. And so I'll give you a preview of that as well. But most important is that Descript really is a great all-in-one tool that I really recommend for basic content creation and editing. And then if you need more fancy editing features, you can always export it to Premiere and have a video editor enhance the existing video that you have recorded and edited in Descript. I'm going to give you a quick overview of Descript and why you want to consider using this and giving this a try. As always, there is a free plan until you're ready to upgrade to the paid plan. So as you can see, what I like is a couple things. You can use it for podcasts, you can use it for audio, you can use it for short TikTok style videos, and it makes it easy to export everything to your YouTube, Vimeo, whatever you are using to publish your video. You can also export it as a video file, and it's very simple and it's very easy. What I like is a lot of people use Camtasia, and if you're just getting started, it might be a big learning curve, whereas I feel like Descript has an easier learning curve once you get to know the interface, once you start to see all the different features. But most importantly, it really saves you a lot of time, and it really replaces all the different tools you need by starting here. Let me walk you through this file. Let me walk you through Descript a little bit. So and the cool thing is you can also collaborate with team members. You can add different levels, whether they view or edit your file. So if you're working with a team and you have a video editor, you can share your files with them here in Descript, and then they can take it and put it into Premiere and do some more editing, or at least they can take the file and edit it here in Descript without having to sign up for their own account, because you'll add them to your existing account. And it's very affordable too. If you look at most tools out there, they're in the similar price range, but this is about, I think, $12 a month on the Pro plan. And on the Pro plan, they don't have a watermark, and it is monthly subscription, or you can do an annual plan. And that's just some of the cool things that I like about Descript. So as you can see, I am in my Descript folder. You can see this is my drive, and then I have projects. This is where I see all the different projects that I am working on or have worked on. And then quick recordings is I can use Descript and install the desktop, and also they have a little I can install, once I install Descript, I can use it to do some quick recording. So if I click on my D icon here, it will show up. I can do audio, I can do just a regular talking to the camera kind of video, or I can do a screen share. And then it'll show up here when I do a quick recording. And then anything that's downloaded, owned by me, or shared with me. Maybe I decide to share it with a video editor, they're working on it, they have their own account, and then they can share it back with me, and then I'll see it here. It makes it really easy to organize and see everything. Now, if I'm working on stuff and I'm not ready to share it with my video editor, I can keep it into my private workspace. But here you see anything that's J, that is my workspace. So those are the files I own, and then if anyone else is added, you'll see another bubble for their first initial here, so that it always keeps you updated on who has access and who does not have access, or who is not allowed access. Descript merged with Squadcast, so now I can set up a remote recording rather than doing it in Zoom. I can set it up here in Descript, and I can say use my camera, use my mic. And then it'll allow me to get started and then show you a tour if you care to see the tour. If you don't care to see the tour, they also have a lot of sessions to educate you on how it works. I can test this out. I can even do a test recording, and I can schedule recordings. That's what I really like about this. And then it can detect any background noise, which is really important, because you never know when you're at home recording if there might be like someone doing some construction and different projects that might impact the quality and audio of your podcast, or video that could impact the quality of your recording in terms of hearing it clearly. And so this is just like a little enhanced feature. And then let's go back to, that's something that I really recommend, is if you're into podcasts, then this is what Descript is really good for. You can do podcasts remotely between people, schedule it in Descript, and then you can repurpose that content into small bite-sized clips for TikTok or Instagram or Facebook Reels. But if I go back to Descript, you can see that any project that I've done, let's take this one, for example, was a Thinkific YouTube video that I've done. Once the video is recorded, it will be in here, and then I can click on this to highlight the entire video, and then I can also click, and then I can decide if I want to play this before I decide to transcribe it, or I can add a different file onto this. So it's really powerful in that way. And then once I see that I like the video and I'm ready to transcribe it, all I have to do is select the entire file. So once I select the entire file, they give me an option to either transcribe it or to view it. So the cool thing about the transcription is that it does its best. It is not perfect by all means, but I can show you some examples of the transcription and why it's a good starting point, because if you use Rev, they charge by the minute, and Descript charges based on the minutes transcribed versus by the minutes transcribed. So let's just take one that I did recently, transcribed. As you can see, this one was a voice-over PowerPoint that someone recorded, and then I wanted to edit it in Descript instead of in Camtasia, because I plan to add some effects and interactions to it, and it transcribes it pretty good. And then if I don't like the word effectiveness, I can highlight this, and then I can replace it. and re-record that word to say effective or something else. Or if I just didn't like the way like I spoke effectiveness, I can do an overdub, and then it also can regenerate. That's a new one. But I definitely think it helps to, if that word wasn't spoken clearly, you can just highlight it and re-record that, or just use their overdub to recreate from your existing voice. Now, if I spelled effectiveness wrong, I can click on correct, and then it'll allow me to correct the spelling so that if I upload the transcript, then there is an accurate transcript in there. What I love is, other part that I love is that I can click on this to duplicate. So if I like this word and I want to use it in like a YouTube short or something, I'll just highlight it and then duplicate it to a new composition, and that will allow me to build a YouTube short or Reels or whatever TikTok video from different clips in these videos. And then it also makes it super easy for collaboration. So this is your comment feature, and I can leave a comment here for my editor to say, hey, give me some feedback. I think this sentence doesn't sound right the way I read it or spoke it, and then they can collaborate with you here. And then the other thing I really is I can highlight different sections. So let's just say I didn't like the flow of this podcast. I will highlight it and then tell myself I'm going to remove it and shift it around. And then finally, what I think is really helpful is the strike through. So let's just say I don't think this sentence with effectiveness makes sense. I'll click on the S to strike through, and then the final version of this will read without the effectiveness. So it's pretty easy to use. And the other cool thing is they have this thing called studio sound. So sometimes, like I said, we have construction noise or background noise that may interfere with the quality of our recording. And that's where studio sound can be applied to the entire project. You can apply it to certain paragraphs, but you have to apply it to the entire project. But then you can adjust the level of studio sound. So maybe it's at 100%, but you can adjust it to 80 or 70 or whatever you like. And it makes it easy so that you don't need to then go find another tool to enhance and remove any background noise, because that happens often as well. And then the other last thing I want to mention is the green screen. So you can't really see it from here, but they have a green screen option so that when you are recording, and let's just say your background is not a power wall or it's not some actual physical green screen, you can use their virtual green screen as a background for recording different videos. And then once I like this video, I can just take portions of this and repurpose it into YouTube shorts, and then I can duplicate it to a new composition if I like. And then if I want to add some enhancements, it's super easy. Like for this, I can say, let's just say I wanted to add like music to this section. So I make this a different scene, and then I highlight this word, and then I can go to the library, I think it would be, and look for music. I can look for existing video and audio. I can even replace the background, so maybe this should have a different background. I can look for music and sound effects. And then I can play these sound effects before I insert them into my audio file. Now, just a word of note that it will take some time depending on what kind of device you're using. So for my MacBook, it runs okay. If I was on M1, the newest MacBook, it would be a lot faster, but just be patient because it takes a lot of time for these different effects to load and process into your composition. But the most important thing is there's a lot you can do, and I've only just covered an introduction surface level. But this is a great starting tool for recording podcasts, video podcasts, doing remote podcasts. Instead of scheduling it through Zoom, you can schedule it in Descript with Squadcast. You can add audio, you can have a green screen, and it allows you to edit. It's very affordable, and I think it's the most easiest content creation editing tool to get started with your creator business. Let me know if you have any questions, feedback, or comments, and if you want to see any more Descript tutorials. Thanks again, and I will talk to you soon.